Hello, everybody. Let's do some exercise like punching and kicking, right? Yeah, I was watching like martial art movie yesterday, so okay, just basic kicking. Very informal. Okay, enough. Oh, punching, right? Woo! Getting hot already. Uh, okay, so yeah, just some punching. And some knee. Oh. I think that should be good. Yeah, let's do this for 5 minutes. Whew. Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh. Oh. Is it pretty? Yeah, maybe we just leave it open. Cut it open like this. Yeah. So, yeah, I felt the need to detox my body from all this alcohol. So, I've been sober for about 24 hours, I guess. I mean, I appreciate people who do like non-alcohol, alcoholic anonymous. I almost said I appreciate alcohol, American alcohol anonymous. I met some of my friends are practice this absenteeism, not absenteeism, but abs- abstinence. No, is it abstain? Yes, abstinence. Just talk about that. I appreciate people who do that. Yeah, alcoholic anonymous. I've been to some of their meetings. Why? I'm not alcoholic anonymous, but my friend way back in Madison, Wisconsin, he was a member. So he invited me. I didn't know what that meeting was about, but I met some people, good people. Also, in Alaska, I met some alcoholic anonymous people too. I appreciate their abstinence. Back in the days, the prohibition era. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's great. That's great. Yeah. It's just that I don't practice that anti-alcoholism. I'm not a practitioner of that. Okay. But, so they have merits. They have good points. I'm a drinker. I'm not a social drinker. I'm a solo drinker. Why? Because social drinking, I have to get sober before I drive, right? And that takes a long time. So when I was in my campaign trail, yeah, I did some of that. I would go to bars, clubs, restaurants, and drink somewhat socially. Then wait hours and hours just drinking water and juice, and also eat. It take hours to get sober. Okay, so oh boy, doing campaign trail is fun. Why? Because I'm interacting with people. I'm being seen, right? This is good, but on a regular basis, I just drink at home alone. Okay, so that I don't have to wait until I get sober. If I get drunk, I eat, watch movie, go to bed. So I'm a solo drinker. And but yeah, I call it anonymous. I appreciate their activism, their ideology. It has some merits, right? Because yesterday, I mean, it's been long Christmas weekend, so today's the last day of Christmas weekend, Sunday. So I did feel some need to give some rest to my liver, and you know what? Let me change these glasses because it doesn't quite match. So typically, when I do like alcohol fasting on alcohol, when I don't drink alcohol, what do I do in my spare vacant time? I read books, but yesterday I didn't. I watched a lot of movies. I discovered that, learned that Amazon Prime. I'm a member of Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime has some free movies. I didn't know. I found out like yesterday. So I watched a lot of free movies. Okay. Uh, hey, how many movies did I watch yesterday? Oh, like five movies. Okay. And during the time, I didn't drink alcohol. So I need to give some rest to my body, especially my liver. Okay. So, yeah, sometimes I feel like, yeah, I should stop drinking for a while. And I do. Okay. So, about one day. To me, that's enough for detox, to, for my body to detox, get rid of water, digest, metabolize all the alcohol in my body. It takes about a day. That's enough for me. Okay, so well, I do appreciate alcoholic anonymous people. Uh, yeah, I appreciate what they do. Okay, so because there are some people with drinking problem, meaning people who become violent, abusive when they are drunk, or people who don't know how to control drinking. I do because I learned from my father. That's Asian culture, Asian drinking education, drinking culture. Okay, so uh, I'm sure it's same in some European countries like Ukraine, Russia, right? Yeah, that's what I heard. So we'll take 5 minutes break, okay, and then I tell you about some movies I watched, or maybe something else. Okay, so yeah, okay, we'll take 5 minutes, please. So originally, a couple of days ago, I started watching Mr. Sho Kosugi, the Japanese martial artist and also Hollywood actor. His ninja movies. Okay, so and this gentleman uh apparently is very fond of Chinese martial arts. Okay, so the Mr. Sho Kosugi's theater series. So he introduced some Chinese movies, old Chinese movies. Okay, and some of them were free in Amazon Prime. So I watched one of them. It was an old Chinese movie. First I thought it was Japanese movie because I would guess he would introduce some Japanese martial art movies. Many of them really, really classic. And but it was Chinese movie. That was quite a surprise. And and it was great. The title of that movie was something like "Strive for Mastery," something like that. Let me put some chapstick on. I'm dry. So yeah, that Chinese movie introduced by some introduction at the beginning of that movie. I mean, that movie predates Mr. Kosugi's career. as a Hollywood actor and martial artist. All Chinese movie, okay, so but he introduced the movie in his theater series, kind of like martial art collection by Mr. Kosugi. And in that Chinese movie, probably made in 1970s, I guess. Okay. Um, Possibly before I was born. Most likely before the time of Jackie Chan. Okay. But it was color. It was not black and white. Okay. So this Chinese movie dubbed in English language with English voice actors and it was great. So if I compare the Chinese movie and Mr. Kosugi's movie, no offense, okay, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Kosugi, but Mr. Kosugi's martial art style in his films tend to be more theatrical, a little bit more exaggerated, but very beautiful, like ninja, right? And he has this Japanese fierce eyes, okay, and his eyes are bigger than mine, okay. Actually, you can see his eyeballs. I have to only do this to show you my eyeballs because my eyes are kind of small, okay. So, but some Asians have big eyes, even guys, okay. So yeah, he has this ninja, just fierce, beautiful. Yeah, his martial arts style, very beautiful, very fantastic. But in his martial arts movies, I tend to be more theatrical, a little bit slow. Okay, which 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 is great. Yeah, I mean, people who are not good at martial arts, like myself, yeah, it's easier to see what they do. But Chinese martial arts, they tend to be very fast. Okay, uh, because when it comes to martial art history in China and Japan, Chinese martial art history is way longer, and so they had more time to evolve and refine. So, in my opinion, Chinese martial art is more evolved and more advanced than Japanese martial arts. Okay, because they have longer history in martial art. Okay, Japan, in terms of civilization, okay, it's China, then Korea, and then Japan. Japan is the youngest. Okay, in terms of Eastern civilization, right? So martial art philosophy, history, yeah, China has long history of martial arts, so it has evolved, sophisticated, refined more than Japan by centuries, probably by thousands of years, millennia, okay, than Japan. Okay, so yeah, so I'm a fan of. I love Japanese martial art, Chinese martial art, Korean martial art, all of them, but and also Taiwan. I mean, I'm not sure about Taiwan, but I'm sure they have good martial art there too. Okay, but Taiwan is kind of a brand new country, right? Yeah, some people migrated from China, right? So and Thailand, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and Filipino martial art armies. Okay, I'm a huge fan of all those, but if I have to pick one, my favorite is Chinese martial arts. Okay, so, because it's just the form is just too beautiful. Chinese martial art is very aesthetic and also philosophical. Chinese martial art is philosophical depth like Buddhism, Taoism, and it's very aesthetic. It's like art. It's beautiful. All other martial arts are beautiful too, but Chinese martial art, in my opinion, it's very beautiful. And so, yeah, if I have to pick one, it would be Chinese martial art. And it's chilly. I kept the window, I mean, curtain open. Yeah, there's some heat loss there, so let me turn on the heater and let's say 5 minutes break again. Okay, so uh, it's still in a holiday mood, so I'm gonna turn on the heater ah, in the living room. some spoiler alert. So this Ninja 3 Domination, that's like early 1980s colored movie. It's the style of that movie is a little bit campy, theatrical, kind of medium budget, medium to low budget. Um, well, I liked it. Okay, yeah, it's some old movie. Okay, so kind of low budget ish. Okay, so kind of theatrical, campy acting, kind of soap opera ish, meaning exaggerated a little bit, slow, kind of. They call it campy acting. Okay, so what does that mean? A little bit awkward, like soap opera ish, theatrical, exaggerated, slow kind of acting. Okay, so not too realistic kind of acting, not realism, but more artsy, theatrical, exaggerated kind of emotion and kind of soap opera. Okay, look like. Anyway, so uh, Mr. Kosugi, he did at least one movie with Jean Claude Van Damme. Do you like Jean Claude Van Damme? I like him. I don't like his tattoo, but well, his martial art style is also about somewhat theatrical, kind of slow, theatrical. I think he's a very good martial artist. Okay, but sometimes he kind of look awkward and theatrical, slow kind of martial art. But he studied ballet. Okay, so you have very great flexibility. I think he's a very great martial artist. Anyway, okay, but he's a good looking guy, right? So I like. I also watched this movie, Lionheart, which I watched when I was in high school in South Korea, maybe middle school, early 1990s, I think. I don't know. Is it early 2000s? I don't know, but I did watch that movie on television. Let me look it up. Okay, what year was that movie? Lionheart. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. I want to find the year of that movie. 1991, right? Yeah, yeah. That's what I thought. Because I remember watching it in Korea. So 1991, I was like seventh grade, the notorious seventh grade. I don't think it was that year. Because I remember watching it on television. So it was probably a couple of years later after the movie first came out, Lionheart by Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Uh, Probably I was in high school, okay? Yeah, I did watch it in Korean television, dubbed in Korean language, with Korean voice actors. Yeah, it was. And I watched it again yesterday. It was in Amazon Prime for free. Okay. Yeah, Amazon Prime, they do some commercials, okay, for commercial revenue from these free movies. But give me a second. Let me chat with my friends real quick. I sent a lot of holiday greetings. So Yeah, so holiday greetings is, to me it's more like honoring my metaphysical parents, honoring parents. So it's like in Bible they say, honor thy parents, then thou shalt live long. And that makes sense. One way to make sense of that is Mosaic Ten Commandments, right? Yeah, honoring our parents, like it slows us down, which is good. Why? Good for longevity because animals that tend to live long, like 100 years, like some rockfish at the bottom of ocean, or some sharks at the bottom of ocean, or elephants, or the, some Galapagos turtles, they live long partially because their metabolic rate is very slow. All right, they're kind of laid back, slow, right? So yeah, honoring our parents, metaphysical parents, like spiritual mentors, it slows us down because we during the holidays we send them emails, they reply to us, we reply back. It takes time, right? It slows us down, and it's good for longevity, right? So, anyways, movies. Yeah, yeah, Lionheart. Spoiler alert. Okay, so um, also the Strive for Mastery. Yeah, Strive for Mastery, the old Chinese movie. It was there this prince of small Chinese kingdom. He was very ruthless killer, but spoiler alert. Okay, so he went. He was assigned this task of killing a burglar. Okay, which is a good martial artist, swordsman too himself. So it's about swordsmanship in China. Okay, so and then so they were fighting, and the prince, the knight, okay, who was assigned to kill this burglar, uh, he realized that this burglar has a daughter around his age, like early 20s. Okay, so he decided not to kill her father, burglar, and he ordered this burglar after he defeated him, like this point sword right before his neck. Okay, yeah, you repent, return all the stolen gold to the state, and do not burglarize again. Then he left with his daughter, and he got permission from that burglar father to marry his daughter. Okay, so they left, and also the daughter. He asked the daughter, "Will you marry me?" And she said yes. So they left. Okay, so he became kind of peaceful man. He would fight criminals, but he wouldn't kill them. So marrying a woman made this once violent, ruthless killer into a peaceful man. Good story, right? So Mr. Kosugi, he recognized such a good story, and it was a very good story and very good martial arts, Chinese martial arts. So he introduced this movie in the his theater series. So that's good. Let's say 5 minutes break, okay? And then I tell you some more spoiler about this movie, Lionheart. It's very good movie, okay? Good story. And there was more like it's not B movie, like second class movie. That's more like A class movie. I mean, the way casting, the cinematography, and acting, directing, writing, lighting, and background music, and the props, and the interior design, the location selection, like location scout. I can tell that's more like top class movie with bigger budget. I can tell. I mean, not just because I was in some filmmaking business before, independent, but yeah, you can kind of tell, right? Yeah, whether this movie is made very cheap or more expensive. Okay, yeah. So Lionheart, it was some. serious production, top class movie as opposed to low budget movie. Okay, so or let's say Finance Brave. Okay, so yeah, some honorable mention of that movie. Yeah. Okay, so Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's from Europe, right? He came to America. I did read about him, some of his biography, like he struggled in Hollywood. Yeah, yeah. So he studied ballet in Austria. I don't know, Belgium, France. I don't know, but I know he speaks French. Austria, they speak German, right? So maybe Belgium, I guess. Some Belgians speak French. I don't know. But Bloodsport, I used to have DVD of that movie when I was in Madison, Wisconsin. Yeah, I did watch that movie a couple of times. I don't have that DVD now. Since then, I moved around. I might buy that in Amazon Prime. Okay, and watch it after this episode. Okay. I remember one scene. It was mixed martial art match, and there was this Chinese martial art master, very skinny, and he was very good at kung fu, like monkey style, snake style. That guy is a fantastic martial artist. All right, I think he probably would have kicked the Kaiser of Jean-Claude Van Damme in a real match. Okay, but Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme, he's the movie star, the main character of the movie, prima donna. Okay, so he was like, he won the battle and the match in this movie, okay, against this Chinese kung fu master, okay, but that was an acting, okay, so that's funny. Ah, boy. But I think Mr. Giancarlo Bandam actually I think he's very smart man, okay. I mean, he participated in this development of this movie, Lionheart, possibly based on his own experience, right? Coming to America. So in the beginning of this movie, there was this something South Africa, oh no, North Africa scene in the desert, and I learned because I after I watched this movie Lionheart, I looked it up that movie in Wikipedia, and it was about some kind of French foreign legionnaire, legionnaire étranger, something like that. So what is that? I never heard of that. Okay, so I looked it up. I clicked on the Wikipedia link, and so French foreign legionnaire. That's like it's kind of like French special forces. Okay, but they recruit foreigners, and after 3 years of service or something like that, maybe 5 years, they were given French citizenship. Okay, so that's French foreign legionnaire. There's a branch of French infantry. They recruit foreigners. Okay, not mercenary, but yeah, people who wanna become French citizen, I guess. Yeah. So in this movie, Lionheart, in the beginning, he was dead. Okay, he was French in the French legionnaire training in North Africa, and he, I guess he did something wrong. He was some kind of like punishment detail in the desert, and then he escaped. He took a ship. That ship went to New York, Manhattan, New York. Okay, so he escaped from the ship again, swam, went to New York, and spoiler alert. Okay, and then was walking down Manhattan and maybe Bronx, Brooklyn. I don't know, somewhere in New York, Queens maybe. So under the bridge, yeah, there was some maybe illegal this kind of mixed martial art match on the street. Okay, so he got in and then he won, and the rest is the story. His story. Well, story. Because it's not real story. Okay. And he got promoted to bigger mixed martial art match, like kind of street level, kind of illegal. Okay. And then he won again, so he got more money. So he went to Los Angeles and got into that kind of street fighting again. Yeah, have you watched this movie, Fight Club? Yeah, it kind of like that. Okay, Fight Club. Probably just made later on. Yeah, and what I remember, I mean, I watched it yesterday, but when I watched it in Korea in 1990s when I was in high school, what I really was impressed with was that he dealing with children. He was very polite and he was very good at it, dealing with children. Okay, communicating with children. He would just kind of almost kneel down, squat down on the ground to make the same level height with like 5-year-old, 7-year-old children. Okay, that really impressed me because that guy's big muscle martial art guy, and in that movie Street Fighter, but he was very soft with children, communicating very well with children. Okay, that really impressed me. I was like, oh man, this guy's something else. He's not just a martial artist, huh? He know how to communicate with young children. That was very impressive. Okay. Because he wasn't like faking it. He looked so sincere when he communicate, talk to, listen to children. So I was like, this guy's more than martial artist. Jean-Claude Van Damme. He got some content. He's not some hollow, this martial art guy, muscle guy. No, this guy's something else. And later on, I learned that yeah, he participated writing this plot summary screenplay of this movie. So this guy not only has brawn, but he got some brain too. Impressive. Yeah, smart man. Smart man. So I like him. Okay, I like him quite a bit. And so he also made some cheap movies, B movies, like kind of low budget. Yeah. I watched some of them, then I stopped watching. Okay, movie called Cyborg. It's also free in Amazon Prime, so I watched beginning part of it. Too much violence. Okay, it's so much unnecessary cruelty, so I stopped watching it. Yeah. Very low budget. The low budget movie typically I can spot is they don't. I mean, there's. I guess they because budget is low budget. I guess they hire inexperienced cinematographers and writers, directors. So I can tell, like, unnecessary close up, unnecessary close ups. Okay, in good movies, okay, people know what they're doing. Cinematography, okay, you reserve close up shot for very special occasion. Why? Because emotional impact is big. Close up, like close up. Okay, you reserve that for special occasion. All right, but some rookie, neophyte, newbie cinematographers, they tend to overuse the close up for no reason. Okay, I mean I can spot this because I took one class in video production, which is about cinematography. All right. Film video is pretty much the same thing. It's just different editing, filming machines. I mean, in film, well, filmmaking actually, like what 60 millimeter, 8 millimeter, what 35 millimeter, whatever, right? I did register to one class, like 60 millimeter film class when I was in Madison, Wisconsin. I dropped out. Why? Um, I didn't like my classmates. Okay, they were so mean. And also, instructor didn't think much of me. Okay, so you know what? I'm not a film major. I'm not even film minor. Forget it. Okay, yeah, I got better things to do. So I just focused on my computer programming major. Okay, so yeah, but yeah, in theory, I know what it involves. Yeah, filmmaking. Yeah, they use actual films, right? Plastic film, and they use like this silver, some silver dioxide, something like that. Okay, so that's why films are very expensive. They use silver, right? Yeah, real films as opposed to digital video or analog video. Yeah, films they use silver. They're very expensive. Okay, so you have this wheel, right? And editing room, yeah, you cut with scissor. That's why they call it cut. They actually cut film with scissors. Okay, and then join it maybe scotch tape. I don't know. Splice it, right? Cut, then join. I don't know what they use for glue, scotch tape. I don't know. Never been to actual film editing room. Okay, never been there. So I read about it. We'll take 5 minutes break. Okay, so but nowadays digital video technology is so advanced. It looks as good as films. All right, like famous camera, expensive ones like Red One. Okay, Red camera, and some others. Yeah, I filmed my movie with Panasonic DVX. That's quasi semi-professional, like 24p imitation. Okay, like squeezed. Yeah, that's what I used, and it looked great. Yeah, the movie I made therapy for metrophobia. That's like low budget, like rock bottom shoestring budget. Okay, about $5,000 budget. Half of that is spent on buying this camera, Panasonic TVX, and some other hundreds of dollars. Yeah, the softwares. Steinberg, Cubase, that's MIDI editor to compose music. Okay, and also play in computer. Okay, so and Sony Vegas, Sony Vegas, the film video editing software, which is I really like that one. Okay, yeah, Sony Vegas, the software company based in Wisconsin. Okay, I did talk to them. Okay, hey, great to talk to this good old Wisconsinites. I was in Wisconsin for 7 years. Yeah, customer support. Yeah, I did talk to them. Okay, Sony Vegas. Yeah, those are expensive softwares, like hundreds of dollars. Okay, so I'm just traveling to Mojave Desert from Los Angeles. Hotel, the cheapest motel, okay, and food, gas bill, gasoline, okay, to travel back and forth. Yeah, about $5,000 budget, okay, about. So shoestring budget, okay. So that's the movie. Therapy for mental phobia, okay. So we take 5 minutes break, okay. So yeah. So Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme, I watched his. Give me 1 second, please. I watched some of his earlier movies, like that he filmed with Mr. Kosugi. I guess that's kind of his earlier career because he looked very young, Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Being in the same movie with Mr. Kosugi, Hyo Kosugi. So he was young, and I guess he was his earlier career in Hollywood, and he had really heavy accent back then, French accent. Okay, but I guess he maybe got some accent correction classes, right? Accent removal therapy. When I was in Los Angeles, California, trying some acting, yeah, some people suggested to me that I should take some accent removal therapy or accent correction class, but I said no because people understand me fine. Okay, 99% of the time. Yeah, sometimes they ask me, "What? What do you say?" Yeah, some of the times I have to reiterate myself because I do have a heavy Korean accent. Okay, but to me, that's part of my identity. I do not want to erase my identity as a Korean American. Okay, it's part of my heritage, so I don't want to erase it. It's part of me. People understand me just fine. Okay, most of the time. If not, they ask me again. Ask me say it again, and I say it again, and they understand. Right? No problem. My first name is Korean American. I'm a Korean name, Hunki. Korean pronunciation, Hunki. Okay, so transliterated to English. Okay, Hunki. I love that name. It's a very unique name, and some people suggested me that I should get a American name like John, Tom. Huh? But I said no. Okay, I love my first name. Okay, so I'm not gonna change my par- given name given by my parents. Anyways, so Lionheart, yeah, that's favorite movie. Okay, so what else? I think that's enough for movie stories. Okay, so, so in Lionheart, Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme's English was way better, and he was older. His English was more understandable. Yeah, maybe he just learned more Americanized. I don't know whether he took accent correction class or not. I don't know, but yeah, more easily understandable English. Okay, so maybe he just learned more English by then. Okay, so yeah. What else? I guess we can do some humanology, right? Yeah, we took enough break. So, okay. Yeah, the circle of life, we talked about that, right? How about cycle of carbon cycle? Okay, sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's this Eastern philosophy like India, China, right? That like four elements. In Japan, yeah, book of five rings, right? But originally there's not five, it's four, okay? But Mr. Musashi, Miyamoto Musashi, he added air, which is good. Yeah, air is important. Okay, with the carbon cycle. Okay, so because there's carbon cycle, there's like ecology, biology, chemistry, right? Yeah, and there's some similarity with this Eastern philosophy, right? Carbon cycle, that's Western concept, Western science, chemistry, ecology, biology, right? Yeah. So there's some similarity between Eastern philosophy and Western science. Okay, so yeah, let's do that. Okay, East and West talking about pretty much the same thing. Okay, but different perspective. Right. Yeah, welcome to humanology. Yeah, it's interesting subject matter. Okay, because we are well learned, well read, experienced. So knowledge sharing space, humanology. Okay, so yeah, yeah. Most likely, I'm more educated than all other brands of humanology. Okay, just like I was way more educated than other candidates. Okay, during my Alaska State Senate or even presidential candidate, presidential election. Okay, am I more educated than President Trump or President-elect Biden? I think so. Okay. Okay. So carbon, well, preliminary. Okay, your methane. Okay, it's like fossil fuel. It's consumption. It's a combustion. Combustion. Okay. It's basic chemistry, right? Combustion. Methane. Yeah, some hydrocarbon. Also, cow oxen. They when they pass the gas methane. Okay, so also in under the ground oil and gas. Some of them methane. Okay, so highly inflammable. Even some organic material when they decay in frozen river and frozen lake in Canada, Alaska, you see in the winter you see the disc, round disc tower in the frozen lake in Siberia, in Canada, Alaska. Okay, I've seen it in Alaska. Okay, yeah, the methane gas. Okay, from the decomposed like tree leaves or dead fish decomposed by like, bacteria, fungi, whatever. Okay, methane gas. Okay, so we'll take 5 minutes break. I need some vocal rest. Okay, so yeah, chemistry you have to match the number, right? Yeah, so I give you 5 minutes to come up with if X, Y, Z, W. Okay, yeah, you gotta match the number. So you have four variables, right? So high school chemistry. Okay, so I give you 5 minutes if you want to. Okay, so yeah, number matching. Okay, number of atoms, both sides of equation. Okay, it's reaction equation, so you have direction. Okay, so but same thing. We take 5 minutes. Okay, so yeah, if you want to, yeah, go ahead and solve this. Okay, so if you want to. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll do together in 5 minutes. All right. I remember some friends that I didn't send the season's greeting yet, so let me do that. I know so many people. Oh boy. It's a curse and bless. It's a bless, yeah. Keeps me busy. Okay, it's like marathon. Email marathon. Okay. Oh boy. Well, yeah. Okay. Number matching. Okay. So there are four hydrogen atoms on the left side. So Z, tentatively, let's put it two. Okay. Z, yeah, temporarily we'll put at 2, okay? So 2 times 2, 4, 4, okay? So tentatively we put it X as 1. Okay? You're kind of being lazy, okay? So, right, now, O2, you O2 and 2 O's, so 4 of them. So tentatively, let's put it as 2. Oh, 1C, 1C, okay. So W disappears. Final check-in. 1C, left and right. 4 O's, left and right. 4 H's, left and right. Okay, so that's the equation. All right, so, okay. That's chemistry. Okay, so carbon fixation. Well, some plants or bacteria they do nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen, oh man, that's like triple covalent bond. It's very strong bond. It takes some special bacteria or nitrogen fixing bacteria. Okay, so bacteria, some of them are very very good. Okay, they absorb N2 nitrogen molecule and then convert it to something like ammonia. Okay, so nitrogen fixation bacteria. Okay, so but carbon fixation that's a lot easier. All right, plants they do that. All right, plants. So after nitrogen bacteria fixate, break down this nitrogen to some easier molecules to break down like ammonia. Yeah, NH3, right? So N2, I guess there's some water molecule involved. Let's make this, okay? Okay, there's the two of them, right? N2, N2. H6, H6. Okay, so three of them, okay? But O3 ozone? No, that's not likely, okay? So we have to swap it, okay? So most likely become O2, okay? And then 3. So 6, so we have to twice in all side. Okay? All right. 12H, 4N, 6 oxygen, okay? Yeah, yeah, if I'm going very fast, uh, it's because I know a lot of mathematics and I'm trained in mathematics. Okay, so and this is arithmetic. Okay, it's just multiplication, addition. Okay, so right. So yeah, nitrogen fixation. Okay, you have nitrogen air in the air, some water, bacteria. Okay, they make ammonia and some oxygens. Okay, so okay. All right. Whew. So we had combustion, right? Burning methane. Reverse, that's photosynthesis by plants. Carbon fixation, okay? They absorb carbon dioxide and make methane or some carbohydrates, okay? That's the principle, okay? So combustion and photosynthesis, this is reverse reaction, okay? We figured out the numbers before, so we're not going to redo it, okay? So that's combustion. Reverse photosynthesis. Okay? Energy comes in, that's photon. sunlight, electromagnetic wave, energy. Okay, and combustion energy comes out. So that's like electromagnetic energy, like a photon light energy. Okay, light energy, sunshine. Okay, plants. But combustion, yeah, heat energy. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm using blue color. It's not very visible and readable, but you got the idea. This is easy concept in chemistry, right? So biology, right? Yeah, you burn carbon dioxide, I mean carbohydrates, fuel, methane. Heat energy comes out. You're heating oil, right? Or car, whatever. Okay. But photosynthesis, they absorb sunlight, plants, okay, and they absorb water and carbon dioxide, and they make carbohydrates, carbs, like rice, wheat, bread, or sugar, fruits. Okay? Yeah, they store energy, sunlight energy into this carbon chain, hydrocarbon, this covalent bond, chemical bonding energy. Okay, so yeah. And we eat carbs, our body break it down and make heat, ATP energy, right? Yeah. So that's the carbon cycle, basics. Okay. We'll take 5 minutes break and we'll draw some diagram. Okay. Yeah, I bring this close to you so that you can actually read this. Okay. Yeah. I should have used black pen, but well, better. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes. Okay, let's take a break from all this, okay? Some more martial arts stories, if you don't mind. So, Jackie Chan. I mean, I remember some old movies Mr. Jackie Chan featured in and old Chinese Hong Kong movies. Okay, Probably made in like 1970s, early 80s, late 70s. Okay, a lot of this kind of like Chikwan, like drunken style, drunken master, and his spiritual kung fu. He's learning from spirits, ghosts. Okay, it was filmed in Korea. Part of that, okay, because Korea has nice Buddhist temples. Okay, so some part of it was filmed in Korea. Okay, South Korea. Some of those Buddhist temples I've been to actually when I was in Korea. Okay, so like some people say, "Oh, Jackie Chan, he's just an actor." Yeah, he's an actor, and but he's also a very good martial art. He's a real martial artist. Okay, like if you watch these movies, like something like My Lucky Star, or you Sammo Hong, Yuan Pao, Jackie Chan, the Chinese Three Musketeers. Okay, so Three Musketeers, they're European, right? But yeah, the Chinese version of that is those three guys, and they are all fantastic martial artists. Okay, and they made a lot of movies together back in the days, early 1980s when I was a child. Okay, in South Korea, I watched a lot of movies, martial art movies, like, made in Hong Kong. Okay, like you have Police Story, you have Jackie Chan movies like Meals on Wheels. I Some of them I have DVD. Okay, so and he is fantastic martial artist. Okay, real martial artist. He's so fast and he's so versatile and agile. He jump, roll, climb the wall and stuff. Oh. Because he studied Chinese theater. Yeah, he was trained as an actor, but Chinese theater has heavily martial art component. Okay, this like Chinese like jumping, rolling, and flip flop, that acrobatics, right? Yeah, so Chinese theater heavily involved with Chinese martial arts. Okay, yeah. So, Mr. Jelly, he's more like martial arts. Okay, I don't think he was trained as an actor. Okay, but I like his acting though. Okay, so. How about Mr. Bruce Lee? Yeah, his martial art in his movies is more theatrical. Okay, I he's kind of like Jean-Claude Van Damme, some muscle, more theatrical kind of acting, right? But yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bruce Lee, yeah, strong kicks and punches. I get it. Okay, Mr. Bruce Lee also decent martial art philosopher a little bit. Okay, so, but I'm not a huge fan of Mr. Bruce Lee. Okay, he ultra internationalist, marrying a white girl, beautiful young brunette white girl. Okay, I have some objection to that. So I would not regard Mr. Bruce Lee as a philosopher. Okay, because to me that's too much greedy stuff. As an ethnic man marrying beautiful young slender model type white girl, that's greedy. That's not philosophy. Okay, that's like animalistic desire, giving into eh? Desire stuff. That's not martial philosophy. Whatever. Okay, so that's that. So okay, Mr. Jackie Chan, one of his old movies, he was fighting this big opponent. Okay, this Hong Kong movie, Chinese kung fu martial arts movie, Buddhism. All right. So Mr. Jackie Chan was fighting this Chinese martial artist in this movie, and that his opponent wouldn't even look at him. He was not even looking. He was looking at the other way, like this. Okay. with this horse stance, right? Like this. He wouldn't even look at Jackie Chan. He was facing the other way, okay? Hey, that guy is very sturdy, muscular guy, and Jackie Chan, yeah, he got some muscle too, but okay, so Jackie Chan had very hard time defeating this guy, but after he defeated him, he showed mercy. He didn't kill him. After Jackie Chan defeated this guy on the ground, pinning on the ground, okay? And then he let him go. And Mr. Jackie Chan's Shaolin Kung Fu, like Buddhist temple Kung Fu master, he said, Buddha bless you. Buddhism is about, some of it is about mercy. Yeah, kind of like loving your enemy, having mercy on your enemy, not killing him, but letting him go after defeated. He was defeated, okay? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So love for enemy, mercy, it's not just Christianity, it's in Buddhism as well. Religion, okay? Yeah. Good religion have that component. Mercy, okay. Charity. Original Islam have that component too. Islamic terrorism, they're not really Muslims. They're just criminals, liars, deceivers. They hide behind Islam, but some of us, we know, they are not Muslims. Because Islam is religion of peace. It means like salam, shalom, salam alaikum, okay. Islam is originally is religion of peace, okay. It's not religion of violence or this murder, terrorism. No, Islam originally was very tolerant religion. Back in the days, original Islam, they went along with Christians and Jews. All right, back in the days. If you are conversant in history, Western history, Middle Eastern history, you probably know what I'm talking about. Okay, they live side by side. Jews, Islams, Muslims, and Christians. Okay, back in the days, even during the days of Crusade. Okay, yeah, there's some historical accounts about that. Okay, yeah, Muslims, Christians, and Jews they live peacefully together. And then later on, some European Christians, Caucasian white people who just learned about Christianity, they conducted crusade. So historical account, yeah, those are kind of savages, Caucasian savages. Okay, but even during the days of crusade, like what year was that? 1080, I guess, around there. Yeah, is Muslims, Christians, and Jews in North Africa, Middle East, they live together peacefully. But some crusaders, these Christian newbies, white people, they came in, right? And they were very cruel. Okay, so I know because I'm fairly well read in history. Okay, so both Eastern and Western history. I'm decent at it. Okay, history. Let me put some lip balm, not lipsticks. No, I'm not BTS. Just some chapsticks. Okay, so. So in that Jackie Chan movie, Mr. Jackie Chan could not defeat this enemy facing the other way. He's so strong. So he used a weapon. Well, a couple of weapons. It's these metallic balls, spheres. One ball here, one ball there. Okay. So that's kind of cheating, right? Yeah, but he did use these two metallic balls to defeat his enemy, but uh, whatever. Okay, carbon cycle. All right. So you have carbon or nitrogen, air, just object. Okay. Plants absorb it. Huh? And animals eat it. So you have carbohydrate. Animals eat them. Okay. Yeah, protein. Okay. Fat. And humans eat them all. And then humans we breathe. Like combustion. Digestion is like combustion. We eat carbohydrate like sugar, fat, protein. All right. We exhale so some moist H2O and carbon dioxide. Okay. So we give out air, right? Okay. You go is the circulation, carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle. We defecate, okay, whatever, or we die, rot, become part of the earth. Like God said, yeah, you guys, you came from earth. You shall return to earth after you're dead. Okay. I mean incineration, okay, or burial, whatever. If we become carbon dioxide or nitrogen, ash, right? So yeah, all the molecules get just recycled. Sorry, in a circular fashion. Okay, so yeah, air is very important element. Okay, like vapor, H2O become cloud and rain down. Okay, after we exhale some moist carbon dioxide, nitrogen. Okay, in our bones and muscles. Okay, yeah, it gets all recycled. Okay, that's the circle of life. Carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle. Okay, so that's all there is to it. We'll take 5 minutes break, okay? And then we'll use the terminology of Eastern philosophy. 4 elements, sure, 5 elements, okay? And then redraw this diagram, okay? If you want to do it, okay? We'll take 5 minutes break. So, interesting, right? Yeah, East and West finally meet together. Eastern philosophy, Western science finally meet together, okay? We'll take 5 minutes break, okay? So, okay. Yeah, I know how to do this because I'm educated in both Eastern philosophy and Western science. Okay. 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 Let's take a break from all this. Okay, we'll get back to this. Yeah, let's talk about intellectual property. Okay. Yeah, I'm a patent attorney, so I know some about that. So you invent something, some machine, okay, and then you apply to patent office to get a patent that's exclusive right, okay, and you can manufacture your product and sell it, make money, okay. So that patent, or you can sell your patent after you got it, right, and make money. Maybe some company with big capital purchase your patent, your invention, but some corporation may just hoard it, put in the locker, in the vault, and then never manufacture that. So your invention may die that way. Okay. Now, that's about mechanical stuff, patent, invention. But the flip side of that is copyright. Okay. Mr. Deadly, I like his acting in this movie, Hero. All right. Yeah. Director, Mr. Chang Yimou. Very good director. Okay. Uh, so he made this movie, Hero, featuring Jet Li. I like his acting. Very charismatic. Jet Li acting. Okay. And yeah, the warrior without a name, nameless warrior, right? Yeah, very inspiring too. Okay, so and he made Mr. Zhang Yimou made this movie Hero. I have DVD. Okay, so huge fan of that movie. And then, but it opened in a theater in China and other countries. But he wanted to promote this movie in America. Okay, and then Mr. Harvey Weinstein, this Jewish American, I have nothing against Jews, okay, but he just happened to be a Jewish guy. I don't like him, Mr. Harvey Weinstein, he ultra interracialist, he's Middle Eastern Jewish, okay, but he messed with a lot of white girls, okay, so greedy, okay, so many Jewish men, hardworking people, that's good, okay, but when they became rich, like Mr. Secretary of Treasury Steve Mnuchin or Mr. Jared Kushner, okay, or Mr. Director Steven Spielberg, okay. After hard work is good, but after they make a lot of money, they mess with white girls. One of them, Mr. Harvey Weinstein, okay, he worked very hard, successful, that's great, but he messed with white girls, so they get no respect from me, okay. That's too greedy. Right? Hard working, making a lot of money, that's good. But messing with white girls after that, that's greedy. Alright. So Mr. Harvey Weinstein watched this movie, Hero, and he purchased the distribution right. And this movie, Hero, Chinese movie, it was way better than American movies. So he purchased the copyright, American distribution right, and he hoarded it. He put it in the vault and did not distribute it. And then later on came this movie, I mean, director, what's his name? The Kill Bill movie director. I met his father, but I didn't meet him, okay? When I was actor in Los Angeles, California, I met his father, okay? Because he gave us some workshop, some kind of lecture, okay? I met him, yeah. But what's his name? It's kind of Italian name, like director of Kill Bill movie. Okay, I guess his name has been forgotten. Okay, it's not in the news lately, so let me look him up. Okay, Quentin Tarantino. Okay, Quentin Tarantino. So yeah, Mr. Quentin Tarantino, he's a huge fan of Chinese movies. Like also he is very well aware of this talent of Mr. Director Chang Yimou, Chinese director. So he convinced Mr. Harvey Weinstein to release this movie from the vault that he purchased. Okay, so Mr. Quentin Tarantino got some producer credit of this American distribution of this movie Hero. Okay, so with Mr. Quentin Tarantino, he's a huge fan of this martial art movies like Japanese and Chinese. Okay, so wasn't he like video store clerk, right? Mr. Quentin Tarantino, right? But he made it, right? Yeah, congratulations. But I'm not a huge fan of his movies, like Pulp Fiction or Kill Bill. Why? Why kill all these innocent women in the movie? Okay, so I mean, if it's a warrior woman dying in a sparring or battle, that's fair game. But when it comes to weak, innocent, unarmed, innocent, weak females, there's just no justification of killing them, even in a movie. That's not entertaining. That's horrible. And Mr. Director Quentin Tarantino, in many of his movies like Pulp Fiction or whatever other movies, Kill Bill, killing of innocent women, even in a movie, I don't like it. Right? Even in Ninja 3, Domination, yeah, there was some of that. Okay, horrible. Eh. But in the movie Hero, yeah, some women died in that movie. Chang Yimou's movie Hero, Jelly. Okay, but they are warriors. Okay, so yeah, it's a fair game. They just die in a sparring battle. That's fair game because that's the strong women. Okay, yeah. Okay, carbon circulation. Okay, yeah, it's this. Okay, yeah. We don't have any room. Okay, we take 5 minutes break. Okay, and then we grab another whiteboard and redraw this thing. Okay, let me take a picture of this. All right? In humanology, nobody dies. Okay, so we are pacifists. We advocate for peace. Okay, when we practice martial arts, it's no violence, just exercise, cardio. Mm. Okay, we'll take 5 minutes. Like Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah, is that Chicago group, African American band. I'm a huge fan. Okay, Earth, Wind, Fire. We have Earth, Wind, Fire, Wood. water. Okay, so five elements. Okay, there's some more, but whatever. Yeah, all go to Eastern philosophy. Okay, so we'll take 5 minutes. Okay. Well, some commentary about this brand of humanology. So it's basically like we're kind of busy, right? Yeah. So I mean, I can only tell you the way I do it. Okay. Yeah. Exercise, muscle training, like 5 minutes, right? But on a regular basis. Martial arts, 2 3 minutes, right? Alcohol fasting, absenteeism. I mean, abstinence ism from alcohol and tobacco 1 day. Okay. How about yeah, Napoleon? He was like that. Okay, he was busy. Napoleon, kind of Italian French guy, General Napoleon, whatever. Okay. Yeah, he ate fast and he had some spouse, I guess. Bedroom affair very fast. Okay. I read about it. Okay, just like he eats so fast, he's busy. His bedroom affair was very quick and fast. That's what I heard, what I've read. Okay, so just like his fast eating. Yeah, so because in this brand of humanology, we are busy. We study physics and metaphysics, things about Earth, planet Earth, and about universe, physics, metaphysics. Okay, we go beyond. We are busy. Okay, so yeah, I cook things in microwave, right? Quick, cheap microwave food. Okay, so how about my bedroom affair? Yeah, well, online adult films. Just get it out, let it out. Quick, cheap exercise, muscle training. Quick, cheap. 3 minutes. Okay, martial arts. Quick, cheap. 2 minutes. Run. Yeah, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Quick, cheap. Somewhere around the town. Okay, because we are busy. Okay, so but when we drink alcohol, yeah, we take time. We drink very slowly, right? Okay, carbon cycle in the eyes of Easterners. Okay, your wood, right? Plants, they call it wood. Trees, yeah, they absorb air, right? And also water. Plants, animals who give out air, water, meat, minerals. Animals, they die, right? So they breathe, they urinate, they defecate, they die. So plants, they absorb it. I'm sorry, redundancy. And these guys are objects. Okay, so inanimate stuff. Okay, so well, that's the best I can do for now. Okay, so you plant, animal, and objects. I'm sorry. Let's do it this better. Okay, so uh, how about reverse triangle? Okay, so you plant. No, let's make it right. Well, right side of triangle. Okay, you have animal. You plant. Your object. Yeah, you have sunlight, water, air, carbon dioxide, nitrogen. And yeah, there's some intermediaries like nitrogen fixation bacteria. Okay, so Yeah, the plants they absorb that, and animals eat plants, and animals die or exhale, urinate, defecate, okay, become objects and absorbed by plants. Okay, so yeah, there you have it. Whew. Simplification, the key to modeling, right? Theoretical modeling. Okay, so we got it. Okay. Yeah, copium conversion. Okay, copium circulation. Okay, I mentioned this in the next paper. Okay, so, yeah, we did enough humanology. Okay, so let's get this whiteboard away from us. I don't want to even look at it, think about it. Yeah. Yeah. We did enough service to humanology. Okay, so let's just relax. Yeah. Whew. Let me change to Hawaiian t-shirt. How about that? After taking some selfie. Let me take a selfie. Now, redo my hair. Make sure my bald spot is covered and without glasses. Opening my eyes as big as possible. Good enough. Let's take 5 minutes break, okay? I changed to this to some Hawaiian t-shirts. Oh boy. All right. We give it 5 minutes. Maybe we'll do some dancing. Okay, before we do some dancing, yeah, let's talk about this late night talk show host like Jay Leno. Yeah, the Holy Grail, the Tonight Show, right? Jay Leno leading with his chin. Yeah, I did read some of his some pages of his autobiography. Yeah, he worked very hard. He wanted to get make big in talk show, and so he would pay visit to these famous producers, whatever, okay, and wait outside their doors. Kind of remind me of this Japanese history. Some samurai soldier, or later on Japanese Navy general back in 1500s. His name is Toyotomi Hideyoshi, I think. He was the nemesis of Mr. Admiral Sunshin Lee. Lee Sunshin, okay. Lee Sunshin, okay. Yeah, Mr. Toyotomi Hideyoshi, Japanese Navy admiral. Okay. Yeah, he would when he was small, younger, and just newbie in Japanese military. Okay, he would warm his master's shoes in his arms and chest. Okay, at night. Japan gets very cold during the winter. Okay, so that's what he did. So to win some favor from his superiors, okay, he would warm his master's shoes in his chest so that when his Japanese master go out at night in the winter, his shoes will be warm, heated by his body warmth. So that's Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Okay. In Alaska, yeah, Toyo Hiro is named after him. Okay. Keeping warm. Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Okay. Toyo stove. Okay. I looked it up. Okay. So, uh, it's good hero. Very efficient. Great Japanese invention. Okay. Toyo stove in Alaska. Okay. So, yeah, I have one in the living room. It works very well. Okay. Anyways, so Mr. Jay Leno's biography, like leading with his chin. Okay, he got long chin, right? Yeah, I read some pages of his biography that he wrote, autobiography, and he would pay visit to some famous people, famous man's house. Hey, please cast me. Put me in a good, give me a good job in entertainment business. Okay, he was very persistent. It's kind of stalking, right? But he did that back in the days when he was not famous. Okay, well, he got it. Okay, he made it. Tonight Show, NBC, the holy grail of talk show. Okay, he got it. Okay, and I remember watching Jay Leno's Tonight Show. Where maybe I was in Korea, maybe I was in Madison, Wisconsin. Okay, probably I was in Madison, Wisconsin. Okay, yeah, late night. I mean, Tonight Show with Jay Leno. Okay. So he invited Jean-Claude Van Damme one day. So Mr. Jay Leno, his appeal is that he make fun of celebrities. Okay, he make some celebrities look foolish. So he would just leave off the stage during the break, leaving this guest, famous celebrity guest alone. Yeah, he would do that. It's funny, right? Yeah, I understood what he was doing. Okay, making fun of celebrities. Okay, so. And Jean-Claude Van Damme was one of the victims. Okay, so. And then the Conan O'Brien, I don't think he quite made it, right? Tonight Show host. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon, he got it, right? Back in the days, before Jay Leno, who was that? I don't remember his name. Okay. Tonight Show. Come silver hair, yeah, I don't remember his name. Okay, so let me look him up. Okay, so Johnny Carson, wasn't it? Yeah, Johnny Carson. Yeah, here is Johnny. Yeah, back in 1970s, right? Here is Johnny. Johnny Carson. Then later on, Jay Leno, later on, Jimmy Fallon. Well, Jimmy Fallon first took over after Conan O'Brien, late night show, something like that. That's not as mainstream as Tonight Show, but yeah, late night show with Conan O'Brien. After that, Jimmy Fallon took it over, and after that, Jimmy Fallon took over the Tonight Show. Well, congratulations. Okay, he's smart. Yeah, he's funny. Jimmy Fallon. Yeah. I like his music video, Idiot Boyfriend. That was a good one. Okay, so maybe I dance with that song. Okay, so Conan O'Brien, late night with Conan O'Brien, also NBC Rockefeller Studio, the Manhattan. Yeah, I paid him visit with my friends when I was in PhD in Ithaca, New York. Okay, so yeah, we went to the studio as an audience. Okay. I saw him. Okay, so one time he was standing right next to me talking to some other audience members. Okay, before the show, right? He was cool. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, late night with Conan O'Brien. I remember one episode he invited Jean-Claude Van Damme and did some gig. He didn't make fun of him, okay? It was more collaborative. And Jean-Claude Van Damme started dancing. They did a gig, acting gig, okay? Some episode. Short film, kinda, okay? So like lasting like 2-3 minutes, okay? So he's dancing in the studio late night with Conan O'Brien, okay? He was dancing at some other guys. It was like bar scene, okay? Drinking bar. Mr. Jekyll Van Damme start dancing by himself, and there's this other guys around. Okay, and they were just sitting and watching him dancing. Okay, and then there's this girl coming to the stage, and Mr. Jekyll Van Damme starting dancing with her, and then these other guys starting to out of jealousy coming after him, Jekyll Van Damme. Okay, and then martial arts scene started. Mr. Jekyll Van Damme kicking and punching, and these other guys knocked down on the floor. And Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme, we go ran away, and Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme dancing himself when all the other guys on the floor knocked out, girl gone, and then Mr. Conan O'Brien joining dancing. That was cool. Okay, good stuff back in the days. Yeah, let's do some dancing. Okay, I'm not good at it, but probably will not look very good. Okay, and we don't have any music. And we can snap, clap, right? Yeah, Idiot Boyfriend, right? Jimmy Fallon? Yeah. Yeah, electric guitar, right? Yeah. Goes like do 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 do. Ah, ah, I know what you want. I know what you need. And that's all there is. Okay, so we are busy. Okay, thanks for 5 to 10 seconds. That's enough. Okay, we'll take a break. We are busy. Okay, so we do some dancing. Okay, we do just a little bit of everything. We are busy. We are rotating things. Okay, some martial arts, some dancing, just a little bit. Some weightlifting, just a little bit of everything. Okay, we are busy because we want to take on the world and beyond, universe, physics, metaphysics. Okay, we are busy. So, all right, we take 5 minutes break. Okay. Okay, so um, if I may, yeah, we'll do some more dancing later on, but if I may, yeah, this Lionheart movie, very impressive. So, some spoiler alert, okay, so, yeah, this Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme's movie, Lionheart, yeah, his brother passed away from some drug dealing, whatever, okay, and he left his wife and daughter. So, Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme later on took care of his late brother's wife and daughter. Okay, that's kind of like Jewish tradition, or in Old Testament Bible. Yeah, when a brother dies, his brother, surviving brother, take care of his late brother's wife and children. Okay, that's very Jewish tradition. Old Testament Bible. Okay, yeah, I know Bible inside and out. Okay, so yeah, so it was that. Yeah, it's somewhere in the Old Testament. Okay, I don't know where. Okay, back in the days. Old Testament days, a lot of wars. Okay, so guys died, so there are more women than men. So polygamy, yeah, it was allowed. It was legit. But somebody had to take care of these widows and orphans, right? So that's how it was back then. It's nothing of sexism or misogyny. Okay, no, it's just how it was back then. Wars, guys go there and they die. So there were more women than men. Okay, back in the days. So yeah, polygamy was legitimate. Way back. Okay. Both in the east and the west. Right? Right. Dancing? Sure. Well, there's these three studios in America. There's classical slapstick, black and white film era. Okay. There's three white guys, but black and white film, no color. Right? Back in, I don't know, 1950s maybe. Later on in Wisconsin, there's three guys who kind of continue that tradition. Comedy. Slapstick comedy. What's slapstick? It's kind of comedic violence, violent comedy. Okay, hitting on the head with a stick, things break apart, stuff like that. Okay, some comedic violence. Okay, so David Zuko, his brother Jerry Zuko, and their friend Jim Abrams in Wisconsin. Okay, yeah, Kentucky Fried Comedy, whatever, Kentucky Fried Theater. Later on, they went to Hollywood, and I read some of their accounts, memoirs. They said they sold out to big film studios. I don't see it that way. They were humbling themselves, I guess. They said they sold out to Hollywood studio, but hey, that's promotion. That's a good thing. Okay, as opposed to some local community theater. Yeah, go big, make money, be famous, and entertain the world. Ambition, right? There's this professor in America, what's his name? William S. Clark. Professor also Colonel, all right? Professor in agriculture also, I guess he was in the army, U.S. Army, okay, Eastern Coast, Massachusetts, I think. So Japanese people back in the days, maybe early 1900s, mid 1900s, I don't know, probably mid 1900s, okay, after World War II, maybe 1960s, 1970s, okay. So Japanese people invited this agricultural botanist, biologist, Professor William S. Clark, former colonel, retired colonel. Okay, and yeah, so they established this. university in Japan, agriculture emphasis. Okay, and when Mr. Professor William S. Clark left Japan, he told his Japanese students, "Yeah, boys, be ambitious. Okay, but not ambitious for your self promotion, but yeah, be what a man ought to be, like moral ethics." Like, yeah, he's very famous. At least in Korea and Japan. Okay, so in Japan they have this big statue of this Professor Clark. Yeah. Some folk hero in Japan. Okay, it was after World War II when they were defeated by America, Nagasaki, Hiroshima atomic bomb. Okay, but they admired American professor William S. Clark. The big statue of him. Okay, in Japan. That story passed on to Korea, and I heard about that story when I was in Korea as a teenager, and the story accounted by Korean pastor in church. Boys be ambitious. Okay. Methodist big mega church in Seoul, South Korea. Okay. Very good church. Okay. So I grew up in church, alright. So yeah. There's some pastors that are very well read, very intelligent. Okay. Yeah. Reverends, pastors, right? They're cool. Yeah. So yeah, Mr. David Zucker, Jim Abrams, and David Zucker's brother Jerry Zucker. So I guess they're kind of like their ancestry is like Jerry, is like Fitzgerald, right? So Zuckerman, Zucker, that means sugar in Germany. So maybe their ancestry is like German Irish. I don't know. Like Fitzgerald, son of Gerald. Okay, I don't know. Okay, Jerry, Gerald, right? Nickname. Yeah, good entertainers, right? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, sugar, sure. I mean, before that, yeah, I mean, Lionheart, it was kind of famous movie due to this exposure of this Jean-Claude Van Damme's buttocks. Okay. With Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme in this movie, Lionheart, there was this sponsor, beautiful Caucasian, blonde, blue-eyed, white-skinned lady in New York, Manhattan. Maybe wealthy heiress, right? So this street fighting is like stock market. They are betting. It's like gambling, right? Some wealthy people in Manhattan, New York, and Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, California. Okay. So Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme in this movie got sponsored by this wealthy, young, probably in her 30s, very attractive, fit, no tattoo, no piercing. I mean, her hair was too short. Okay, so I didn't like her hairstyle, but yeah, but beautiful lady, okay. So she was sponsored to this Jean-Claude Van Damme in this movie, okay. And good actress too. Very fit, very beautiful, right? Hopefully no plastic surgery. I don't know. Okay. And later on they put this movie, Lionheart, portrayed this lady as a villain. But I don't think that's fair. Okay, because she sponsored this obscure guy, Jean-Claude Van Damme. His manager, African American gentleman. Okay. Yeah, they sponsor them, so later on she betted on the other guy, more like someone big guy, tall, very tall guy. Okay, but she sponsored him, and Jean-Claude Van Damme making a lot of money in this movie thanks to her inside the movie. Okay, the storyline. So I don't think it's fair to portray her as a villain. Okay, she's like more a benefactor, right? So we'll take 5 minutes break and we'll do some demographics. Okay. I thought about this before, but this movie kind of reminded me. these big guys in the big world, like Canada, America, China, okay, as opposed to small countries like Samoa or Korea or Mexico, okay. Some demographics, okay, talents. We'll talk about that, okay, after 5 minutes break. Dancing, we already did so. After that, yeah, we may do some more, okay, but work and play, right? Discipline. We work first and then we play, okay? Yeah, we'll take 5 minutes, okay, so. Okay. Okay. Some demographics. Okay, work and play. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, we want to be diligent. Alright. Let's bring up this whiteboard, okay? Yeah. Alright. So, bell curve, alright? Gaussian curve, normal distribution, Western science and mathematics, statistics, probability, whatever, right? We'll do it, okay? Let me take a picture of this before I erase it. Just for fun, right? I put it on social media. Alright. Look at us. Christmas, the last day of Christmas. We are still working. Why? Idle hands, devil's playground. We don't want that. We don't go out protesting. Alright? I mean, when I was campaigning, yeah, it was kind of protest, okay? But all I did was standing on a street corner and waving some Alaskan flag all by myself. Parking lot. Yeah, kind of protesting, okay? President Trump, VP Biden, or other local politicians, my fellow candidates. I think I was smarter, okay? In a sense. So as a protest, yeah, vote for me, okay? Because I think I'm smarter than they are. So, but it didn't quite work. So yeah, some small protest, okay? Yeah, I understand. But when they protest as a group, I hopefully they don't become violent. Don't take down any statues. If you don't like statue, yeah, talk to legislators, okay? Follow the due process. Don't just spray paint it and take it down yourself. That's illegal vandalism. Because those statues are public property paid by taxpayers, right? That's not yours. That's not theirs. They have no right to take down statues erected by taxpayers' money, even if it's Confederate general statues, like General Lee's statue in Virginia or whatever. It's a crime, misdemeanor, vandalism, okay? They have no right to do that. It's mobocracy, mob politics, threat of violence, okay? BLM, okay? Post-COVID slash post-Floyd BLM, I'm against that, okay? It's vandalism, savagery. It's so sad and disappointing it happened in America in year 2020. So America is not very well developed country. It's still developing country. It's third world country, America. They proved that in this BLM protest. Savages, criminals, right? Uneducated, even educated people like college professors or politicians, officials, they were alone. Is this some guiding light of democracy, capitalism? I don't think so. America is very much developing country, third world country. BLM, yeah, it's not just African Americans. No, it's a lot of them are whites, Caucasians. Not very smart. Okay, but we still do this Gaussian curve. Okay, bell curve. All right. Hey, yeah, okay. Small country, smaller number of people. All right, bell curve look like this. Okay, okay. Bigger country, assuming the bottommost and topmost are the same. Yeah, more people. Y-axis you have zero. X-axis that's is talent. Okay, and number of people who are talented. Okay, so yeah, if America, Canada, China, Russia, it's just more number of people. Okay, same shape of curve. But if you select 10 people, top 10 people, okay, top 10 people, okay, yeah, let's say this country is smaller country, small country, big country, okay. Top 10 people will go like this, okay. When top 10 people will, in small country, top 10 people in mathematics, for example, yeah, because curve is lower, number of people, top 10 people, we have one, two, three, four. That's it, right? Top 10 people. Okay. But in a bigger country, because they have mass population like Canada, America, China, Russia, as opposed to Japan or South Korea or Guam, Samoa, France, Germany, okay. But bigger people, like bigger country, top 10 people, it will be like two, four, six. It's already top 10 people, right? Two people there, four people there, and then two more people, okay? I mean, four more people, right? Top 10 people, okay? Higher quality. Top 10 people from South Korea compared to top 10 people in America. top 10 people in Korea, South Korea, as opposed to top 10 people in America. America, top 10 people has higher quality. It's bell curve. Assuming the top most level in based on talent alone is the same level. America has a lot of giants. You have Harvard, Yale, MIT, Stanford people, or you have this Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jean-Claude Van Damme, big muscle people, or very tall people, okay? Because America is a big country. Canada, America, Russia, China, big lands, many people, more number of people, and more natural resources, right? So size doesn't matter when it comes to international competition. Okay? But yeah, it's just bell curve, okay? Just because America has more number of people than South Korea, when South Korea select 10 people, yeah, there's some top one, two, three people, but rest of them, four people, they're kind of mediocre. Huh? But when America select top 10 people, they're all way up there because America have more number of population. Okay? That makes sense, right? It's mathematics. I have never seen anybody talk about this, so this could be brand new. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's some saying, American maxim, secular wisdom, right? Yeah, be a big fish in a small pond. Yeah, that's why some people, like myself, come to Montana, Alaska to get into politics. It's a lot easier in Alaska, Montana, Wyoming, Maine, Vermont, as opposed to bigger states like California or New York or Illinois or Texas, right? Yeah, so some smart people who want to go into politics, they move to smaller states like Vermont, Maine, Wyoming, Montana, Alaska, North Dakota. Okay, I'm kind of one of them, but not exactly because when I came to Alaska 5 years ago, I was not thinking about politics at all. Right? I later on I just got into politics. How? Well, this town made on national news like 3 years ago. Plastic bag ban almost forced in America. This town, yeah, not where I live, but nearby city because I'm outside of the city in the valley. Okay, their city, yeah, they banned plastic bags. I was upset. I read it in the national news, Google News. Okay, because I love plastic bags. Okay, cheap, light, durable, reusable. Okay, so I was upset. So I started attending these political meetings, city level, county level. Okay, so that's how I got involved in politics because I wanted to voice my objection. Plastic bag ban because I love plastic bags. Right? I love environments too, but people in America and anywhere in the world, they are so scientifically illiterate. They think plastic bag is something somehow toxic or harmful to environment. I don't think so. Okay. Oh yeah, this sea turtle. We love turtles. This reptile. That's so cute. They eat plastic bags because they look like jellyfish and they die. We feel sorry. So yeah, let's ban plastic bags. Oh, trees, they suffocate in the root. Tree roots wrapped in plastic bags, they die. So we love trees. So let us ban plastic bags. And I objected because I know science. Okay, I think people who are against plastics, plastic bags, plastic straws, I think they are scientifically ignorant. Okay, because if sea turtle, it confuse plastic bag with hepari, that's Korean word for jellyfish. Okay, maybe that sea turtle does not deserve to live. That sea turtle is not smart, kind of dumb. Most likely, it would have died anyway by eating something like rocks or some poisonous fish. Not very smart turtle, okay? Yeah. That turtle would have died anyway because not very smart. Okay, yeah, so there's some kind of argument I made, and kind of generous Alaskans left with me. They were entertained, right? But it was not good enough to get me elected to Alaska State Senate. Right? So it takes time, right? I keep running. Okay, so let me take a picture of this. We'll take 5 minutes break, okay? And we'll do some dancing, okay? Yeah, yeah, I promise you. I'll do more than 20 seconds of dancing, okay? So let's exercise diligence, be disciplined. Because dancing without music, that takes a lot of discipline, guts, bravery, courage, uphill battle, right? Yeah, we'll do it. All right. We'll take 5 minutes, okay? So, yeah, we'll do some dancing, okay? All right. Okay, before we do dancing, yeah, let's talk about some Western history. Okay, so uh, Christianity in Europe, it went through religious revolution, like Martin Luther King, Germany, right, and Calvinism. I think it's Switzerland. Okay, Christianity, yeah, against Catholicism, yeah, they went through religious revolution, then branched out as Protestantism, right, like Methodism, Baptism, Methodist, Baptist, and some others. In America, yeah, even branch out further, like Jehovah's Witness, Latter Day Saint, right? Yeah, it evolved for a long time, Christianity, right? Islam, relatively young religion, okay, it is. Islam is the youngest religion when it comes to mainstream religions, okay? Compared to Confucianism, Taoism, Buddhism, were born in like 500 BC. Judaism, maybe like 1000, 1500 BC. Christianity, 0 AD. Okay, Islamism, yeah, like 500 AD, something like that. Okay, so Islam is youngest religion when it comes to mainstream religions out there. Okay, so it's still evolving. Okay, they are suppressing women, their natural beauty, hijabs and burqas. I'm against it. I think Islam needs some religious revolution. Okay, they need to branch out so that they stop suppressing women, their natural beauty with hijabs and burqas. Because back in the days in Middle East, before Islam, they allowed women to express their natural beauty, like veil, kind of translucent, kind of semi-visible, very mysterious mask, veil, and belly dancing is from Middle East. Okay, Middle Eastern countries, some like countries like Turkey, they even used to have harem. Okay, back in the days, Ottoman Empire. Okay, so you have 1001 Arabian Nights, and you have this saga of Enkidu and what's the other guy's name? Let me look him up. Yeah, you have 1001 Arabian Nights. Some parts of them very sexually explicit. Back in the days in the Middle East, Arabic countries, they used to have good time. They used to know how to have good time. Okay, so uh, Enkidu and what's the other guy's name? The saga of Enkidu and Gilgamesh. Yeah, Gilgamesh. The saga of Enkidu and Gilgamesh. Yeah, Gilgamesh is a warrior. Enkidu is a wild man, kind of raised in a forest by some animals. Okay, but they introduced a lady to Enkidu, and he become a man. There's some sexually explicit parts in the saga of Gilgamesh. Okay, so back in the days in the Middle East, okay, they used to know how to have fun. All right, nowadays, not original Islam, but later on some Islam, yet it became very sexist, misogynist, right? These hijabs and burqas, it needs to change. They need to get rid of hijabs and burqas in the Middle East, in the Islam, from Islam, okay? Islam needs to change. They should allow women to express their natural beauty. Then all the violence in the Middle East will stop. Okay. Yeah, sugar, okay? Spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down, okay? That's, yeah, it's positive, negative, yin and yang. In humanology, positive copium, neutralizing negative copium, okay? So they need that. Western tradition that I am a huge fan of. In a ballroom, formal party, females, they expose more of their body. Like they wear shorter skirts, lower hanging blouse. Okay, in a formal party, they are all married. Okay, yeah, but to entertain the guests, okay, they express their feminine beauty. Shorter skirts, high heel shoes, stockings, and lower hanging blouse. Okay, yeah, that's beautiful. I think it's good Western tradition. Okay. I see some of that in American movies made in 1980s, 1990s. Huh? I think it's beautiful. Yeah. Okay. But I'm a man, so I don't have that much muscle. So there's no point of exposing myself. I just switch out this Hawaiian t-shirt. That's it. Okay. But dancing, yeah, let's do it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not good at dancing either, but just we go over some basics. Okay. Yeah, some steps. It's about dancing about repetition, like heartbeat, walking, left, right. Okay. Yeah, percussion, right? Yeah. So yeah, you can walk forward. Okay. Walk backwards. Okay. Walk sideways, right? That's it. Okay. That's what I can show you. Enough. I took like once less than 1 minute, right? That's enough. Yeah. We have 8 minutes left. Okay. So yeah, I looked it up. This movie Lionheart because I'm very fond of that movie. So in the Wikipedia, Mr. Director commented that yeah, there's this scene where Mr. Jean-Claude Van Damme exposed his buttocks in camera. Okay, and he said, Mr. Director, yeah, probably it gained a lot of popularity between among some female audience and some LGBT males. I'm like, I don't think so. LGBT males or LGBT females, in my opinion, they're faking it. Okay, they may hide behind this big ideology, mainstream majoritarian ideology, pro-LGBTism today, pro-gayism. They may hide it, but I can smell them. I can see them. I can see through behind the veil. I can pierce the veil and see them. Okay, nobody's LGBT. They're faking it. They pretend to be gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender. Nobody's gay, okay? Why? It's biology, it's law of the nature. Homo sapiens is heterosexually reproductive organism, okay? Nobody's gay. They're just wrapped up in this ideology, okay? They are being manipulated by ideology, which is higher than human being, okay? They are possessed. In Bible, they call it demon, unclean spirit. In humanology, we call it ideology, okay? Like some science fiction movies, yeah, they're being manipulated, driven by this small, tiny little aeon in the back of their head. Metaphysical pathogen, gayism, okay, LGBTism, right? Yeah, yeah. Ideology is like demon possession, okay? Is that in Christian tradition, right? Yeah, demon comes into one person and possess that person. Demon in the air, ghost in the air. Come to Like Lady Gaga. Oh, Rain on Me. LGBT. Yeah, Lady Gaga. Pro LGBT singer, right? Yeah, Rain on Me. LGBT ideology. Rain on Me. Possessed and become one with this person and controlling this person. Demon possession. LGBTism, BLMism, marijuanaism, tattoo piercism, in my opinion. COVID-19 alarmism, climate change alarmism, okay. This ideology in the air, invisible, metaphysical being, ideologies, isms, come upon a person like Rain on Me, like Lady Gaga, and possess that person and maneuver, drive that person like this puppetry, Godfather, puppetry, okay. And a human being become a machinery. They become activists, party puppets, Democratic Party, Republican Party, whatever. Religions too, ideologies. They work for ideology. Okay. I already wrote all about that, okay, in the past 5 months, all right. 4 months, rather. Yeah. What I wrote there, yeah, let's understand ideologies, what it is about, what its agenda is, and let's not fall a victim of an ideology, right? As opposed to be conquered by ideologies and work for ideology, let's take advantage of ideologies. Let's kill and eat ideologies. Not people, but ideologies, okay? Let's conquer it and consume it. Let's gain the control. Let's get back our self control. We should be in charge of our lives as opposed to manipulated by ideologies. Let's not be a part of an ideology, but let ideology be part of us. Let's take advantage of ideologies as opposed to get taken advantage of ideologies. Let's learn about ideologies, what they are, and conquer it as opposed to possessed by it, manipulated, controlled by it. Okay? That's what I have to say. Okay, so we'll wrap up for this episode. Okay, so and I'm gonna watch that Bloodsport, Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. Okay, yeah, I purchased it. I don't think that's free. It's a very popular movie. Okay, so I purchased it in Amazon Prime. Okay, so okay, all right. So be in charge of your life. Okay, don't let ideologies control you. Okay, all right. Thank you. Good night. Bye.